All right, so once you have your Epic Games essentially launcher open, go ahead and click on the Launch Unreal Engine button here in the right-hand corner. All right, so now that we have our Unreal Project browser open, this is where we can select different templates. You can see third person, blank, all that other stuff, virtual reality. All right, so we're going to go with a blank project here, and then we're going to select Blueprint, Desktop, and that's the platform that we're going for, and then Maximum here. Now I am using a Mac for these Blueprint tutorials, but most of my videos are in PC. I'm just trying something different. If you have any difficulty, please reach out to me and we can meet online. For my project name, I'm just going to name it BP and then 01. And this is just like a blueprint, and we'll probably go with something generic for this project. You know, just a default project that, like, you know, everyone sort of learns from, like moving an object around with the mouse or keyboard. All right, down at the bottom right hand corner, you'll find a create button. Go ahead and click on that. All right, so let's do a really brief overview of the UI. In the center here, we have our scene view, and you can, if you hold the left mouse button, you can toggle left and right. If you hold the middle mouse button, you can pan. If you select the objects in the scene, and if you're a little bit comfortable with Unity, the outliner is essentially what you're seeing inside of your main view here. And then this detail panel down here is essentially, this is the details, essentially what you have going on, like the details behind each one of these options that you're selecting here. So here's our landscape, things like that. Now your project, which is usually docked down here, is actually this content drawer. So if you click on this, this is the content that's in our project. And what I'm going to do is hit dock and layout, and that'll lock that into the layout here. And we'll import some starter content soon. For now, just you could see that we don't really have any content inside of our project. But if we click on player start here, and then I press the F as in Frank key, you could see I could zoom in there. And then if you know, just kind of panning around my right mouse button, things like that. Let's see, if you select it, your player start, for instance, you hit F to focus, and you hold the Option and left mouse button, you could rotate around the object that you're selecting. And, you know, I'm actually holding Alt and right clicking, and I could zoom in and out that way too. I could also scroll my wheel in. So this is going to take a little bit of getting used to, especially if you're coming from Unity where you Alt and left click. All right, so let's just go ahead and add our content into here. So I'm going to click on Add here, and I'm going to go to Add Feature or Content Pack. And then just go to this last third option, Content here, select Starter Content, and hit Add to Project. And you can see here, it has a bunch of materials and a bunch of other really cool stuff, audio, explosion, sparks that we can use for our projects. So go ahead and click that Add to Project button. Mine was pretty quick. I'm going to close that out. When I open this up, you can see now I have the starter content in this folder. And that's really it for setting up our project. We'll continue on and take a look at the other options that are up here. One in particular is essentially these guys up here, where we open our level blueprint and we do some blueprint scripting.